What is going on, people? Welcome to the very first episode of the Not a Football Show. I am Tico, Tyler. You might know me from the Tico Fantasy Show. I'm just, kind of that guy. And I'm here with my friend, my pal, Sully Sports.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Sully. You can follow me over at Sully Sports. I'm on my way up to take down the Tico Fantasy Show. And, that's my end goal. I want to have a tyrannical reign over the Tico Fantasy Show.
Come and take me down. He thinks he's that guy.
I do. I really do.
But yeah, this is the Not a Football Show. It's our first episode, so please, if we make any mistakes or it's a little weird and not the right way, just go with it because that's what we're doing here. We're just going with it. So let's get right on into the show. What are we doing first, Mr. Sully?
I think we got to talk about Thursday night football. And first of all, I'm going to start it off. There's absolutely zero chance that Kadarius Toney did not have Detroit Lions money line. I think we could see a suspension coming up for him.
Oh, that might be in the cards for him.
Oh yeah, that was definitely in the script. So
yeah, Kadarius Toney, he had a hard night. I said it in a TikTok best, man. I think the guy walked under a ladder because that dude had some bad luck. 3 drops. I mean, god damn, 3 drops. Sheesh. How you going to drop the ball 3 times? It hit him right in the hands. I mean, I could have caught that. Sully could have caught that. Producer Kev could have got that.
Oh,
anybody could have caught that. I didn't introduce Producer Kev. Kev, what's up?
Hello, thank you.
What's going on? That's Producer
Nothing
Kev
much,
in the
nothing
back,
much
the
behind
Kevmeister.
scenes, doing some work.
He's just working.
it's just working.
Just a hard,
hey, working hard.
A white-collar worker back
there.
there.
Huh?
But back to the Thursday night game. It was a game. There were parts of it where I was a little bored. I'm not gonna lie. What about you, Sully?
Yeah, honestly, the defenses for both teams are honestly a lot better than I thought they were going to be. So
the defenses were pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. And pause. Where was I going with that? The Chiefs defense did pretty good nonetheless, though, without having Chris Jones. It was still pretty nice. I mean, what's his name? Nick Bolton, bro? Nick Bolton's going to be a force to reckon with in the future, man. That guy in the Super Bowl, this game, he was freaking dominating.
He was. And honestly, David Montgomery was trying his best out there. But
he was trying all right.
He was trying, but he had a few good pass protection reps. But honestly, Nick Bolton got the better of him in that one. But honestly, he did his job. Jared Goff didn't get touched by him. So even though he tripped Nick Bolton, I think David Montgomery's pass pro reps are pretty good. I think that's why he definitely outsnapped Jahmyr Gibbs, which isn't really a surprise to me.
Don't
Jahmyr
matter,
Gibbs
though.
coming in as a rookie. Oh,
Don't matter, though. Jahmyr Gibbs looked
Yeah.
mean. Jahmyr Gibbs looked good, man.
Yeah,
Jahmyr Gibbs broke. I think the stat was, I saw it on Twitter. It was like, I think he had seven carries, and he broke 6 tackles on 7 of those carries. Like, that's a pretty wild stat. We're talking some Dameon Pierce numbers from last year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, when he's out there, he literally looks like the best player on the field. He looks faster than everybody. He's bouncing off people.
Factual.
He's going to be nice, but I think David Montgomery's honestly too good to keep off the field. He had a decent stat line. He had about 3.5 per carry, I want to say. 21 yards.
Is that what we're calling decent now? 3.5.
Hey, if you run the ball 3.5 yards every single play, you're going to win the football game.
That's true. You get a first down. 3.5 gets you a first down.
I like winning football games, so
that backfield's eventually going to transition to a lot more Jahmyr Gibbs. But we knew this was going to happen. I think this was the idea. Everybody thought this was going to happen. David Montgomery's the new Jamal Williams. He comes in there and he gets all the carries, the hard grunt work, and Jahmyr Gibbs is the new DeAndre Swift, and DeAndre Swift just does it. Or Jahmyr Gibbs just does it. It's the same thing now.
They're both honestly upgrades over those two guys. I really like David Montgomery, but they're definitely upgrades.
Our 13-point king for fantasy.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, never hear me complain at 13 points from my flex position. Right?
Yeah.
Never hear me complain.
But let's transition over to that Chiefs offense because that was something.
Chiefs offense? Where?
I don't know.
I didn't see.
They're still on the plane.
I didn't see any Chiefs offense.
They didn't get their ticket. They didn't show up. They're still at the Super Bowl. I mean, damn.
The only guy that really did anything out there was Rashee Rice.
Listen,
Rashee
Rice looked pretty good, but he's not a wide receiver 1, and the Chiefs need a wide receiver 1. And I understand they didn't have Travis Kelce last night. Okay, cool, you didn't have Travis Kelce. But, man, that team needs another wide receiver. It's a clear hole.
Yeah, and it goes to show even someone like Patrick Mahomes does need help. It didn't look too bad, to be honest. At the beginning, he was spreading the rock around a lot, but yeah, it's not going to be pretty if they can't get something cooking there.
It's not. And I don't want to even bring his name up again. I don't even want to talk about him, but
No.
oh, Mr. Tony, man, that's crazy. I don't know how you drop that many passes. It doesn't make sense. It's just not possible to drop that many passes. But MVS looked good. MVS looked solid. He had a couple good catches. But, MVS is not a wide receiver one. He's not the answer to your problem. So,
I think Justin Watson may be the answer, though.
dude, Justin Watson looked good.
Watson.
Justin Ross looked good, too. I was kind of mad. We only saw him get one catch. I mean, what was he out there for? One play? I saw him come out. I started cheering. I was like, whoa, Justin Ross is out here. It's time for him to shine.
I think they really could have benefited a lot from more Jerick McKinnon work instead of having Clyde Edwards-Helaire out there. We saw way more Clyde Edwards-Helaire than I thought we would, and it's honestly disgusting. He's not good. I think the leading receiver for them.
Sorry, did you see the tweet where it's like the field and Clyde Edwards-Helaire just runs completely to the right when there's just a whole wide open left side of the field? It's pretty crazy.
Said he had Trent Richardson vision.
Yeah. Wild.
I think their leading receiver was actually it was Isaiah Pacheco with 4 receptions. He didn't have the most yards, but he had the most receptions on the team with 4. And you don't want Isaiah Pacheco being your leading receiver.
No, that's the truth.
Not pretty at all.
That's the truth. Isaiah Pacheco should have been out there more, though. I don't understand why this team continues to keep CEH even on the roster at this point. Like, I understand he has 1 year left on his contract. I get that. Like, you're not going to cut him. You're not going to do that. But man, the dude's just not good. He's not.
He's not.
Do you know what his yards per carry were?
They were. Hold on, I could do math. 3.7.
Okay, that's not bad. It's better than Dave Montgomery.
He actually had better yards per carry than Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah,
So, maybe he is nice.
Maybe
I mean,
we're wrong. Maybe CEH is actually the answer. Maybe they just need to give the ball to CEH more. Maybe that'll solve everything.
But he was actually not their leading rusher, and that was Patrick Mahomes, 7.5 yards per rush. You don't want that either. You're putting Mahomes in harm's way. You want him back there slinging the rock. You don't want him running. He could definitely do it, but if your offense is relying on Patrick Mahomes running the rock, you're definitely going to be in some trouble.
I felt bad for the guy. He looked so sad. He didn't look like he wanted to be out there, man. I mean, I wouldn't want to be out there throwing the ball to frickin' Rashee Rice and Kadarius Toney and MVS. I mean, God, I want Juju Smith-Schuster back. Bring him back.
That's disgusting.
This team,
really, the highlight to me though, Jawan Taylor.
Jawan Taylor, man.
Cheating
every single play. That's crazy that they didn't call that until the very end of the game. And if the Chiefs won that game because of that, that would have just been that would have been a big problem with Mr. Roger Goodell. That would have been, I
mean, Aiden Hutchinson would have been working.
Oh my goodness.
Jawan Taylor was not cheating. He was still cooking back there, but
somebody needs to explain to me why in the middle of this game we're cutting to Aiden Hutchinson's parents in the stands. I don't get it. Like, why? It doesn't make sense.
You don't like Aiden Hutchinson's parents, man?
I love him. I'm sorry, but I don't know if they should be on in the middle of a football game. It's just.
I think it cut to him once, and he was cheering.
Once.
I only saw it
once.
Maybe I wasn't paying
attention. It was
attention.
at least 3 times, at the very least, maybe more.
They all must have been the same exact thing.
But I get it, man. You're excited to see your kid. I get it. W parents, but still, I don't know why that's content at this point. But
I think they should have just mic'd up Patrick Mahomes' wife instead of them.
Oh man, Jackson.
Oh, get Jackson out there?
that would have been a wild one.
They need Jackson on the Manning cast.
Oh, dude, he's the third host. This is the secret all along. But it was a good game. The underdogs won, and what more could you ask for than that? The Lions looked fantastic. That rookie class looked great, and it was a good game. 21-20. Can't be mad about it.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch on Sam Laporta a little bit.
Ooh, Sam Laporta.
But 5 receptions, 39 yards in your debut as a rookie tight end, especially in a tight end room that has
that's
few
unheard
guys,
of. That doesn't happen.
He really, honestly, looked like the number 2 guy. I'd say Josh Reynolds was probably the number 2 guy behind Amon-Ra.
Technically, Josh Reynolds was the number 1. Led the team with 80 yards.
Yeah, he didn't have the most fantasy points though.
He's right. That's factual.
Amon-Ra started off the game pretty hot. Honestly, I thought he was going to do a lot more than he ended up doing. I think he hit his under in receptions, actually. It was 6.5, I think.
6.5, yeah?
Yeah, I took that basically everywhere. So that was really unfortunate.
Hey, man, Sportsbook wins once again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not quitting, though. 99%.
Hey, man, I had that Jerick
gamblers.
McKinnon 2 TDs, and I didn't even see him on the field. I was pretty upset.
Yeah, I don't know why he wasn't out there. He's easily the best receiver on that team. I don't care what position he plays. Like
They should have. Hey, he would have been better than Kadarius Toney out there. That's a fact. I gotta stop saying his name. It's like Voldemort.
Anybody would have been better than Kadarius Toney out
That's
there.
true. That's true. They could have had Aiden Hutchinson's parents out there. His dad would have been catching, freaking running a 40-yard dash out there, running down the field.
They could have picked up Antonio Brown from Tallahassee, and he probably would have been better than Kadarius Toney out there.
He would have found his phone on the field.
Oh yeah.
But good game. Let's transition into our next topic here. And what are we talking about next, Rich?
What are we talking about next?
I think we're going into the wheel
Are we
next.
going into the wheel?
We're going into the wheel. The wheel. Okay, so on our show, this is going to be a thing that we do quite a lot of. So we have this wheel here. If you're watching the video, you can see it. If you're listening, you can't see it, but I'll explain it to you. It's a wheel. We're going to spin it. I think it has 10 things on it.
It does.
And we're going to spin it, and whatever it lands on is what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about. It's like our big thing on the show. We're going to spin the wheel and talk about what's on the wheel. So, Rich, would you like to do the honors of doing the first wheel spin that we've ever seen?
Me?
Yes.
God, what did I do to deserve this? All right. So I've heard it needs a pretty decent spin to get moving.
You really got to put some power on that thing.
I don't know, man.
Put some power on that,
All
John.
right, here we go. I barely got.
That wasn't a great spin.
That wasn't
But
a
what
great
did it
spin.
land on,
What is
Producer
that? What is
Kev?
that,
Tell us,
Producer
what did it
Kev?
land
Come
on?
on.
We can't see.
We are currently doing DFS plays of the week.
DFS plays of
okay.
the week. Okay, you want to start us off?
If you guys don't know, DFS is daily fantasy sports.
That's true. You might not
Apps
know
like
that.
DraftKings, even Underdog, I think, would be considered.
I'm going to be
DFS
honest with you.
best ball?
I don't really know what the complete definition of DFS is. Like, I know it's daily fantasy sports,
Right.
but is Prize Picks considered daily fantasy sports?
It's not fantasy, I don't think.
Hmm.
It's more like actual
Well,
gambling. I think it's anything where they really score fantasy points, kind of like DraftKings, Underdog, that kind of
yeah.
stuff. You wanna
I'll start us off. I'll start us off.
For it.
So we're gonna go off DraftKings. We'll go off that. That's what we're gonna do for this episode. My number one guy this week on DraftKings, my favorite value out there, is Brian Robinson, B-Rob, the man, $5,100 against the Cardinals. This Cardinals team is terrible. What? What are you shaking your head about? You're shaking your head no.
I'm shaking my head. No,
You don't think this is right?
no. I think mine's better, honestly.
Oh, well, okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
finish,
hey,
finish,
I'm going to
finish.
continue here. I'm going to continue here. I'm going to
Keep
continue here.
cooking.
Listen. Brian Robinson playing against the Cardinals. This defense is terrible. Last season, we saw Brian Robinson get, I don't know, he was getting multiple games at the end of the year with 20-plus carries. And now we go in and he's playing this shitty Cardinals team. I mean, oh my goodness. This is going to be the fantasy play of the week. I mean, $5,100, and you can put him as your RB2. I think that's an easy 15 to 20 points right there in your DFS lineup.
I mean, yeah. I guess I honestly just think Antonio Gibson's going to be a lot better than Brian
Oh, we're going against
Robinson.
each other here.
No, I don't have him. I don't have him as my DFS
you don't have
guy.
him
I just
here. He
think-
doesn't
I
have
just
him.
think Antonio Gibson's going to be better, especially with Eric Bieniemy. I think he's going to really be able to use him a lot. You know, that Christian McCaffrey role we've heard the past 2 years could potentially come into fruition.
It's
But
possible.
I don't hate it.
It's my
cheap.
pick. I
mean,
love
yeah,
it.
yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with someone who is a little more expensive, but I think it is going to be worth it, especially when you look at the team he's going up against. I'm going to go with $6,600 for J.K. Dobbins going up against that Houston defense. And that Houston defense was absolutely abysmal against running backs last year. They were actually so bad that it would hurt the rest of the teams that they were going up against quarterbacks, receivers, and tight ends. That's how trash they were at defending the run. So I think J.K. is going to eat. That defense, it didn't change too much besides Will Anderson, really, in the front seven, really, not that I know of. So, obviously, it's going off last year's stats. You know, they were the worst run defense, kind of basing it off last year. But I think it's still safe to say they're going to be pretty trash. And I really like J.K. Dobbins. I think he could finish as a top 5 RB, especially for that
Top
price.
five.
I mean,
That's steamy. That is a steamy hot take. What about Gus Edwards?
Who?
The Gus Bus? The Gus Bus? Does the Gus Bus not scare you?
I mean, if they're really whooping up on him like I think they will, they could see some Gus Edwards carries, but nothing major. I think J.K. is really good. I really like him. I think he's going to be
What about
healthy.
Melvin Gordon?
Dude,
What about Justice
talking
Hill?
about? What are you talking about, man? It's going to be Lamar and J.K.
That's
Lamar and
the
JK,
truth.
yeah,
That's the truth right there. I think Lamar. I see. The problem with that play, in my opinion, is that Lamar is going to take carries from him.
Okay.
And how is he going to finish the top 5 running back with Lamar taking carries from him like that?
I mean, I feel like they're definitely going to have more J.K. Dobbins work than Lamar Jackson work, especially with a trash team like Houston. They're going to mollywop him, and I think they're going to want to keep Lamar as healthy as possible. I would say probably maybe 4 Lamar Jackson carries, honestly, and maybe
4?
J.K. like in the 15 range.
Completely abandoning the Lamar Jackson run game.
Not abandoning, but I just don't think they're going to need it that much. I mean, Todd Monken.
It's
They're
hey
gonna be
man, Todd
throwing the
Monken.
rock,
Todd
if
Monken.
anything,
Hey, he
but,
wants his team to throw. He wants his team to throw
Want
for a
him to
fact.
throw, so yeah, I think J.K. Dobbins is going to be a good play. I
That-
really like him.
That second half, he should also dominate. J.K. Dobbins should be on the field the entire second half. So I like that pick. That's a good pick. I'm a fan.
Okay. Do you have any more? Or
I
is it just
do.
that
I
one?
do. I mean, do you want to go to the next topic, or do you want to?
We can do one more. I mean,
You want
that
to do
was
one
quick.
more?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. We got Should I pick a quarterback or a wide receiver?
Which one's cheaper?
Wide receiver.
Yeah, wide receiver.
We're going to go with a guy that I am a fan of. I'm a diehard fan. You know, some might even say that he's a better wide receiver than Justin Jefferson. His name is George Pickens, GP, NFL young boy, the man, the myth, the legend. And he's only $5,000 right now. I think he's a lock to score a touchdown. And I think they're going to be passing. So I think the Steelers as a whole, I think they're going to have a tough time running the ball against the 49ers this week. That defensive front is, scurry. And then they just added Javon Hargrave to it, and they just got Nick Bosa back, and man. But I think Najee Harris is going to have a tough time, and the Steelers are going to have to pass the ball, and George Pickens is going to be the guy catching it. I don't think that 49ers secondary is, it's not as good as that front line, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
So George Pickens is a guy that I'm trying to get in all my DFS lineups this week. Throw him in that flex spot or wide receiver 2, whatever. I like him. I'm a fan.
I as well have George Pickens in my.
Oh yeah!
It's not who I've written down.
We got an agreement.
He is in my DFS
We
lineup
got an
at my
agreement.
flex. He's gonna cook for sure.
We like that.
If Kenny Pickett could be able to get the ball off,
Hey man,
might-
Kenny Pickett looks good.
Does he?
Kenny Pickett looks good. I
Oh,
went
yeah.
to a
Saw him in
Steelers game.
person.
I went to a Steelers game. I was in Pittsburgh dropping my sister off at college. And oh my goodness, I was really surprised. Kenny Pickett, I think I saw 3-4 drives, maybe 5, and every single one of them I think they scored on, or I think it was only 3 actually, and they scored on every single one. That I do know. And Kenny Pickett looked great.
Yeah, well, he can't get much worse than he was last year. So
That's facts. That's true. You can't get much worse.
That's good. Yeah, I like George Pickens a lot. I think Deontay is being really underrated as a whole this year because of the George Pickens hype. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably pick George Pickens. So I really like that.
Like it.
I like that.
He likes it.
It was 5,000, right?
Yeah, 5,000. Yeah.
For my second one, I'm gonna go with a tight end, which is a position that
Ooh.
I really like saving on in DFS. It's one of the ones where anyone could go off any week, and there really won't be too much discrepancy between the top 5 guys and a few of the lower guys. So I'm going to go with, for 3,900, a guy who's playing against the 5th worst defense against tight ends last year, Juwan Johnson.
Ooh.
I really like Juwan Johnson, even in that tight end room with... Who's he there? Is Jimmy Graham playing, or is he arrested?
I believe Jimmy Graham is playing, but I don't think he's the real problem here. I think
Maybe,
you're forgetting about somebody else who's the real problem
Taysom
there.
Hill?
Mr. Taysom Hill, the
They
man who
also
plays
have,
every position.
They also have Foster Moreau, too.
Oh my goodness.
It is a pretty stacked tight end room if they're all playing, but I think Juwan Johnson is easily
It's one elite
the
tight
best
end
one.
room.
Yeah, let's be honest. Taysom Hill's not a tight end. Let's be real.
No, he's not, but-
What did he have, like 3 receptions last
I wonder
year?
what his price is on DFS right now.
I think he's a quarterback.
Oh, he's a quarterback? He's
I
not a
think
tight end
so.
anymore?
Can we get that confirmed?
Well, we'll get that confirmed
We'll get
in
that
a minute.
confirmed.
Yeah.
In a minute.
But Juwan Johnson, talk about him. Why Juwan Johnson? What's the hype here?
I mean, not really too. I really do think Derek Carr is such an upgrade. It's really being understated, like how big of an upgrade he is
Facts.
from Andy Dalton. I hate Andy Dalton. Derek Carr.
Sorry,
Derek Carr's
Andy.
all right.
Sorry, Andy. We
Sorry,
like you
Andy
as a
Dalton.
person, man, but
A friend-
man, leading a football team, leading Chris Olave and Michael Thomas in the battle. I don't know. I don't know if we're about that.
Yeah, friend of the show, Andy Dalton. He won't take much offense. To
He's
that,
good.
so,
He's
yeah,
good.
he'll
He's a
be all right.
fan.
Yeah, Derek Carr. I really like Derek Carr. That's really the main reason. And Juwan Johnson was a beast last year. Super underrated. Definitely the best receiving tight end in that room of those guys.
For sure.
And the 5th worst defense, and that was, I believe, the Titans they're going up against. Is it the Titans?
Yes, Titans.
They also lost David Long to Miami. I think David Long is a really good linebacker, so that could also hurt them a little bit more. You got it.
It seems as if Taysom Hill is considered a tight end in DraftKings.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
How's
yeah,
on-
what's his? Do you know what his
price?
cost is?
He is in the 3,000s, I believe.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
that
probably right around Jawan.
3,700.
It's 200 less than Jawan Johnson.
200 less than. Hey,
I might
Taysom
have to
Hill.
make-
That Taysom Hill TD might be a lock this week, man. That's a lock every week. You know,
Ah.
that can always hit. There's always a point where you throw Taysom Hill on the line and you pray for the best.
It's so disgusting, though. I mean,
It is.
I
it
love
is.
Taysom as
It's
a
not
player.
great.
You know, I feel like we were really robbed of a full career of Taysom Hill. I think he came into the league at like 26 or something like that.
What is he now? 30 something?
Something, 30
30 something.
old, yeah,
That's
he's
crazy,
old.
man.
Yeah.
I can't believe he's that old.
I really think he would have had an awesome career. Like,
would've.
He could play every position. I went to a Saints game, I think 2-3 years ago, and he was out there blocking punts. He blocked a punt.
He's Taysom Hill, man. He
He's
can
Taysom
do
Hill.
anything he wants. You
He ran
know,
for president.
they talk about Superman. They talk about Batman. They talk about Spider-Man. They don't talk about Taysom Hill. And they should be. They should be talking about Taysom Hill.
Packers legend, Taysom Hill.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Um,
But I think it's time we spin this wheel and go on to our
Spin it
next topic. Is it my turn?
oh, I
My
think
first
it is.
spin of the
I think
wheel?
you could do a little bit better than I did, so let's get it cooking.
Okay, let's go. We're gonna do a nice spin here. ASMR. Nice spin. That was a good spin.
That was a really good
a good
spin.
spin.
What is it on?
We have, what is it?
We have Rookie Watch.
Oh, this is a fun
Watch.
one. I'm excited. I freaking love rookies. I just traded my whole entire dynasty team away so I could draft some more.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, Cooper Cup is probably gonna end up on IR, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, so okay, what we're talking about here is, so I have Cooper Cup on my dynasty team, and me and Sully literally just made a trade last night where I gave him Cooper Cup. I did. I know it's like hard for me to do that, but I gave him Cooper Cup, and I got back DJ Moore, a 2024 first, which probably be an early 2024 first,
Decent 2024.
and Geno Smith. And we're not currently Superflex, but we're going into Superflex. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's too complicated. I'm not going to get all
Too-
nerdy.
all
I'm
that.
getting nerdy on you.
Um,
But yeah, that happened. So
I mean-
that was what we were talking about.
Looking at it today, I kind of regret doing that. But honestly, when you look at my team, I still have so many picks and so many assets and stuff, and I'm in win now mode right now. So I feel like it's not going to be too bad for me.
But the wheel. Okay, wait. The wheel didn't
Oh,
just
the
land
wheel.
on us talking about our dynasty
Hey, we
teams.
can talk
It
about
landed
whatever
on
we want,
Rookie
man.
Watch.
This isn't a football show.
He's right.
It's not
This
a
isn't
football
a football show. You
It's
know,
not a football show.
It's
We
not.
talk about what we want.
It's not,
Yeah.
man.
All
It's
right,
not a
Rookie
football.
Watch?
It's not a football show.
Yeah, let's talk about Rookie Watch.
Rookie Watch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Sir?
So, I'm gonna throw a name out there, just a a fun name, Johnny Lumpkin.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Lumpkin. No, Johnny Lumpkin's he's a tight end for the Patriots. I don't even know if he's still on the team, but don't worry about Johnny Lumpkin. I got a couple rookies I'm watching out for this week. So, Dalton Kincaid, number one. I want to see Dalton Kincaid on Monday night. I also watched him because the Bills were playing the Steelers in that game, and I saw a lot of Dalton Kincaid at that game I went to. And Dalton Kincaid looks so good. I'm so excited. I mean, Sam Laporta was great last night, but if that's what Sam Laporta could do, I can't wait to see what Dalton Kincaid's going to do. It should be a fun one for him. Can I talk about a few more? I got a couple guys here.
I only have one. So
Okay, I'm going to name a couple other names here you guys should watch out for. So, we got news today that we're not going to have any DJ Chark. And yeah, we're not going to have any DJ Chark. And Adam Thielen's also questionable. So, you know who I go to there.
I
Mr.
love
Jonathan
this.
Mingo.
I love me the
Jonathan
Mingo.
Mingo is he looks like Debo Samuel to me kind of, I feel like it's a very similar play style, and Jonathan Mingo is definitely another rookie you should be watching out for. And one more rookie. Sorry, my last rookie. I'm sorry.
go
I
for it,
love
go for it,
rookies.
go for
It's
it.
my thing. I like rookies. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson is going to be out, and Romeo Doubs is questionable. A very similar situation to what the Panthers have. And that makes me think, okay, it's time to see some Jaden Reed. And Jaden Reed is he's not that small. I think he's 5'10". But this guy has Tyreek Hill tendencies. I love him. I love Jaden Reed. I think this guy can easily come out there and be an elite wide receiver for the Packers. Maybe not elite. That might be pushing it a little bit. But he could be a good wide receiver for Jordan Love. And that's another name I think you should be watching out for.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I love both of those guys. I think those are two of my highest drafted players in best ball drafts. It's definitely Jonathan Mingo is at the top. I know that for sure. But I do have a lot of Jaden Reed. But those aren't the guys that I've written down. I have one guy who I think you should really look out for because I think he's in an RB room that really could shift from what we see right now. I'm gonna go with Sean Tucker.
Ooh, Sean
Tucker, baby. He's the RB2 right now behind Rashad White. He went undrafted. I believe that was because he had an injury coming into draft season. But
Yeah.
this guy's fast. I don't have his 40 time here,
So-
but I know it was very, very fast.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be really good. I really like him. And Rashad White was super inefficient last year, and I think he could really easily lose the job. He was actually 34th in 10-plus rush yard attempts and 46th in yards after contact.
Sheesh.
So, yeah, Rashad White wasn't good. I'm not going to lie, though. I am a fan of Rashad White. I really liked him coming out of school. But he wasn't good last year. And
Shout out ASU.
Yeah, shout out ASU. Gotta throw that in there. But unless he really steps up, unless he really steps up from how he did last year, I think Sean Tucker has a really good chance to take this job from him, especially on a team that's not good, that could really use any help that they can. I think Sean Tucker's someone to look out for.
Yeah, and they're going to need a good running back there. I mean, Baker Mayfield's not going to
Yeah.
answer all your problems. That's for a fact,
They
you
should-
know.
They should definitely do a lot of running with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Baker
Let Baker
Mayfield back
Mayfield
there.
run it up and down. I was going to ask you a question about Rashad White,
Where are you?
and I can't remember what that question was, but
figure it out.
you know,
You should figure it out.
I didn't,
You didn't? Okay.
but maybe we'll come back to it. Who knows?
Maybe. You wanna
But
do-
Sean Tucker's cool. I like Sean Tucker. To add on to what you said, I did a lot of research on Sean Tucker going into the draft. I don't know. It's like a thing I do. I did like a whole series on TikTok about like all the rookies and everything, and I did a deep dive on all of them. And Sean Tucker is so interesting. He's a Syracuse, I believe Syracuse, correct?
I think so, yeah.
He played at Syracuse, and I think he was their leading rusher 2 years in a row, maybe 3. I'm not quite sure. But the man's a beast, dude. This guy would break off for long runs all the time, and I could totally see him breaking out and becoming a great running back for the Bucs. I mean, I don't know if he'll take over for Rashad White. Rashad White's also a pretty good running back. He's got the size, and you know he's not very efficient, but he can catch the ball, and that's a big skill that Sean Tucker's doesn't really have. But Sean Tucker's cool. Sean Tucker's an awesome guy.
I mean, even if he doesn't fully take over the running back room, they could definitely work in tandem and both be someone you should watch out for.
For sure. Sean Tucker I think he had a good game in the preseason, I want to say, right? I think
he did.
I think he went off one game in the preseason. I think he had like 8 carries for like 40, 50 yards, something like that. Maybe
I
I'm wrong. I don't know.
off the top of my head, but
I don't know. Something like that.
something like that.
Something.
Yeah, we'll add it in.
But yeah, we like our rookies, you know. Rookies, it's always a good chance or something for them to break out. And yeah, it's good to have some rookies.
we
You want
love rookies.
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 All right. How much? What time are we at?
Yeah, what are
What's
we
the time?
looking at? How long is our show going here?
We're at 28 right now.
28 minutes.
You wanna
Okay,
do
so
one
I think we should do one small segment and then close this out.
Okay.
And let me, I want to ask you a question actually.
Okay.
So no more wheel. I want to ask you a question. I have a lot of people in my comments on the Tico Fantasy Show asking me about what are we supposed to do with Cooper Kupp.
What you do with Cooper Kupp is if he's on IR, throw him on IR and make sure you get Van Jefferson because Van Jefferson's gonna cook.
Jefferson.
They have to throw the ball to somebody. It won't be pretty, but if you need somebody, I would say Van Jefferson. But besides that, there's really not much. I mean,
I don't think there's a solution to that problem. I really don't think there is. So many people out there I'm not going to say wasted because hopefully Cooper Kupp comes back. But there's so many people who drafted Cooper Kupp in that first round, and now they're sitting here, me being one of them. I drafted Cooper Kupp in the first round. I feel like an idiot over here, but
Yeah.
whatever.
you are.
Hey, man, we all make mistakes.
We do.
But Cooper Kupp, man, it's terrible. I mean, losing your first round pick before the season even starts. Ugh. And there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you could get Van Jefferson, but is Van Jefferson going to fill the hole of Cooper Kupp? No. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you ask what can you do about it, there is nothing.
Nothing.
Unless you can find a way to trade him to somebody.
Which you
who
can't.
You can't. But I mean,
can't.
if some poor soul out there thinks that he's gonna come back, like I did, you could probably try to trade.
That's the only situation
Yeah, I
where you could
mean-
trade Cooper Kupp in a dynasty league. You
Exactly.
can't trade him in a regular league. It's
Right.
not possible. You can't get it done.
I actually made a video pretty recently on Sully Sports. Follow me on TikTok at Sully Sports.
Follow him at
Follow
Sully
on
Sports.
TikTok.
Plug.
It's about a guy that I think could have a very, very good season. Now, obviously, to start the year, he's not going to be an immediate plug and play for Cooper Kupp, but I think Chase Claypool is going to have a good year.
I thought you were going to say Puka.
Oh, no, Puka Nakua. No.
Puka Nakua?
No, I think Chase Claypool, he's going to be the wide receiver, too, behind DJ Moore. I really like Justin Fields. I think he is going to end up taking the leap that a lot of people think he's going to. And Chase Claypool is a physical specimen. I mean, he's like
He's a physical
6'4",
specimen.
besides Equinemius St. Brown, I think he's like the only receiver on that team above 6 foot.
He's the deep ball specialist. You know,
Deep
he
ball
could. There's a chance those type of guys can get 10 touchdowns in a year. We've seen it before with Chase Claypool. He had that year. What was it? 14 touchdowns or something like that.
Something like
13,
that.
14.
Yeah,
Back with Big Ben.
Yeah, and he's also a really good red zone threat.
He
for a
is, he
team
is, he
that
is.
Could really use some size out there.
He is. He's a
So-
great plug and play if you need somebody in your lineup and just throw Chase Claypool in there. But
I don't know about yet. I'd give him a few weeks before.
you don't want to throw him in
I
right away.
wouldn't
He's
throw
not
him in
ready.
week 1. No,
He ain't ready.
I'm not diving in that deep unless it's like an 18-man league.
What about Darnell Mooney?
I don't know. Oh, God, I mean, I love Darnell. I'm not gonna lie, but God,
It's Darnell
I
Mooney.
don't know
What
why.
are you gonna
It just hasn't worked out for
do?
him.
DJ Moore though.
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore.
DJ
Listen,
Moore.
bro. This is the A.J. Brown to Jalen Hurts here. This is the situation. We've seen
Yep.
this happen before, and we didn't pay attention last time, and this is the time you should pay attention. You know, DJ Moore to the moon.
DJ Moore's a little different than AJ Brown, though.
I may have just traded for DJ Moore. That might be
You
why
may
I'm
have.
saying
We-
that. But
we
still, DJ Moore to the moon.
I do like DJ Moore.
He's cool. But anyways, I think that's.
I don't think we really have anything to talk about. There's no real
think that's
format
it.
going on so
no,
far.
we don't have
so-
anything. It's not a football show.
Yeah, not a football show. Obviously, we'll be listening to input for sure. Listening to input.
That's a
If you-
fact.
Yeah. Best way to contact us probably at Not a Football Show on X. Not a Football Show on Instagram.
Are we on X?
I think we're on X. Are we on X? Are we on X yet?
Twitter.
Twitter X. I mean, it'll take about like 3 minutes to make an account. We'll be on X.
We'll
by
be
the
on
time.
the
We'll be on X.
the
We'll-
Exter.
Yeah, we'll be on all forms of social media.
We're definitely on TikTok.
We're on
That's a
TikTok.
fact. We're on TikTok.
We're on TikTok. Follow
TikTok's
us on
our
TikTok.
spot.
Follow Tico over at Tico Fantasy Show.
Tico Fantasy
How many
Show.
followers you at right now?
I think we hit 166 today, maybe 166.5, something like that, something along those lines. You know, it's going up a little bit with the season starting. We're gaining a lot of new fans. We're gaining a lot of new people. Season starting. NFL Daily News updates are happening. You know, you get
Content.
your updates over there. But yeah, I think we're gonna be done with that for today.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
think that's it. It's a good first episode. Kind of
Yeah.
set a baseline for what to expect. We're going to expect a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of wheel action.
But you should also expect to not expect the unexpected. Deep.
That's a good way to end it off right there.
Yeah. So thank you for listening to the Not a Football Show. I'm Tico,
I'm Sully.
and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.